What is positive news, Kate, and this is in The Observer this morning, it is about supermarkets giving back a lot of the COVID relief money that they were given. I mean, this, I have to say, I mean, it is quite an altruistic move, isn't it?
Yeah, and it features in the Times as well. It's a really interesting feature because it talks about what's described in some papers as this idea of the supermarket suddenly being woke. Now, just to put a bit of clarity around that, it's not suddenly that supermarkets have woken up and got a conscience. I think a lot of this is driven by the fact that all retailers understand that consumers that they sell to have to be a bigger part of the conversation. And consumers are looking massively to businesses now as leaders of the future to do more about environment, ethical, etc. But what this amounts to from the supermarkets that have given back the rates relief, and just to explain, they've been able to do this because they have had a massive increase in their sales because of the COVID situation, because of the early lockdown. That's not to say these organisations haven't had significantly increased costs too. We've seen Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrison's, Aldi, and Lidl give back £1.9 billion in rates relief. The pressure's certainly on brands like Co-op, Marks and Spencers, Iceland, who've yet to give that back. But it's not a simple case, as you know, of just saying, OK, let's just return that cash. These organisations that we've mentioned, the likes of Sainsbury's, have a responsibility to shareholders. Shareholders want to be seen that those organisations are doing everything they can in the best interest of the shareholders. So when Sainsbury's actually went to look into this rates relief, they actually had to have legal counsel and advice to make sure that they wouldn't be acting outside of that shareholder interest. What I think generally is we're going to see a generational change in retail. It's a huge part of our economy. The government needs the tax that it gets from retailers, but retailers of the future are definitely going to be more woke, if that's the right way of putting it, but more aware of what consumers want them to do. And they're going to have to be quite pioneer like in a lot of the moves they make.